Okay, we'll take a question from Bob, and then we'll go back to Matt.
Bob Pockris, Scene Daily. Can you talk about the Martinsville tire test? Junior seemed to like the Watkins Glen tire, but he said some other guys liked a different left side.
Well, quite honestly, I didn't get to run as much as I'd like to run. We kind of paced ourselves quite a bit, and we're more of a control car. So Dale and those guys probably have a better feel for that, and I respect their opinions, I guess would be the best way to put it. I'll race whatever tire they bring there. I didn't see anything that was good or bad. I think, and I've told this to Goodyear over the last few months. We've seen major progress in the tires they've brought to the track compared to, the couple of years that I have of competition in the Nationwide and Cup Series, and for that I'm really proud of them. They've really hit some strides lately, and I think that's going to serve the sport well over the next few years. And I'm really interested to see what doors that opens up for the sport, because you look at Watkins Glen, and the average lap time during the race was something like a half a second to a second faster throughout the whole race. So it's fairly obvious that we've made our cars better. There's no doubt about that. But you don't just find a second in these cars. That a lot of that work comes from the actual tire that we're using, and Goodyear has made huge gains, and there's no doubt about that. And so I'm looking at that, and I guess we all the competitors, whether they would say it or not, are looking to NASCAR, as Carl did last time he sat in this chair last June, and we're looking to NASCAR to circle back and take some of the aero grip away with the added mechanical grip to allow us to race, put on a better show, race side by side, and not let that front car just get the clean air and dominate. So Goodyear has done some work. They've put some real time in, paid some dues, put some homework together that has made the compounds better, and I'm proud of them for that, really. And I'll be the first one to tell you when they're doing a bad job. So I'm really excited about that and where the sport's going to go accordingly if those doors that have been opened up are used.
Okay, Matt.
Matt Crossman from the Sporting News. Can you talk about your ankle? Looked like you were walking still a little gingerly, and then just sort of describe the last few weeks. It seems like you've sort of emerged as a driver. I'm sure you might have chosen not to do it with a broken ankle, but can you just talk about that?
Well, I certainly would have chose not to do it without an injury. It would have been a lot more fun, and probably gets a little more press than it should have. But I guess I look at it and say it hurts, but it's things have been going well, and I don't think it's because of or in spite of. I just been kind of dealing with it and making things happen best I know how, and things have been just kind of clicking. And as a team, that feels good, but it's been great to see the camaraderie that has come out of my team through the adversity, so to speak, and that's been a lot of fun to see. And maybe that has been the spark we needed, maybe not. I mean, it looks good from the outside, that's for sure, but I guess looking from here, my ankle's gotten a lot better. I was actually at Michigan football practice yesterday, and one of the trainers had seen one of the pictures, I guess, on SportsCenter or something, and asked to look at it, and he took a look at it, so that was pretty cool. And
what did he say?
What'd he say? He said it looks damn good for how it looked a week ago, so it does, but it still hurts like hell. So I'm kind of interested to see where it's going to go from there. But, it doesn't feel any better, but it looks a lot better, and, I'm happy to be back at Michigan where it's not going to get a huge workout, and excited to say I'm going to run the race without a brace this weekend and see if I can make it through that, and I feel like that's going to help our performance even more.
Okay, final question right here.
Two parts. One, did you get to make it out to the Dream Cruise at all, to Woodward? And also, how important do you think your relationship with your crew chief has been to your success? Because obviously, all the great drivers usually have great crew chiefs too, and I assume that you think you do too.
Sure. Well, Matt, I'd love to say I made it out to the Dream Cruise, and I was going to, but the truck race kind of got in the way in the schedule tomorrow, so I'm not going to make it. But I know my crew guys are all going to get together and take a van up there and raise some hell and hopefully not get in any trouble. Hopefully consume Miller Lights responsibly. But should be good, and that's something that's really a staple of the community and something that should be proud of. But as far as Paul's concerned, really happy with how that relationship has grown, and I still remember 2 years ago when I told him, I met him here 2 years ago for the first time, and I told him that, hey, look, I made this decision, and I did. I made that decision that day that I was going to come to Penske and race. I told him, hey, man, I want you to come over and crew chief my nationwide car. And I just met him. I never met him before. And so I walked in and talked to him, and he actually came over to my bus. I just came back from Michigan football practice, and I texted him and said, man, why don't you come over to my bus and I can talk to you. And he sat there like he does, and he's a real quiet guy. I'm sure some of you guys have picked up on that, but real quiet guy. And so he walked into my bus, and I sat there and told him, like, hey, man, I'm going to move on. I'm going to do this deal at Penske. There's going to be this nationwide program. I'm really, really excited about it. And I like what I see out of you just watching you from a distance, and I think you should interview for the job, and I think you'd be the leading candidate. I think you'd really enjoy it, and things would go really well. And Paul, just real quiet, just sat there and listened to me the whole time. Didn't say a word, and when he was done, he looked at me straight in the face and said, no, I don't think so, and walked out. And I thought, damn, that was not how this was supposed to go. And about 2 months later, and he explained it to me later on, about 2 months later, his team had kind of went under, the team he was with, and things weren't looking so good, and he eventually took the job. And I asked him, well, why did you say no? You know, why? You didn't even really listen to me. And, he told me, he was very loyal to the team he had, and he wasn't just going to jump ships if he felt like that other team could make it. And I think that loyalty factor and some of the personality traits that he has, we share. And some traits we don't share. There's a lot of those as well, but we have a lot of respect for each other, and I enjoy working with him. He builds fast race cars, which makes it a lot easier to get along with your crew chief, quite honestly. But he's a great guy, and I really enjoy working with him.
Brad, thank you for your time today. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you, guys.